Jonathan and Primero into the wall, then just about avoids it. Is history going to repeat itself? Yes, it is. Off the track, into the wall they go. They go down like Skittles. Formula Danny is the winner of the first ever Squad Sprint Series. He is the champion. Hello everyone and welcome along to round number 4 of the Veloce Esports Squad Sprint. We've arrived at Spa, Belgium, one of the famous racetracks on the Formula 1 calendar with incredible corners such as Eau Rouge, Pouhon and Blanchimont. I'm Ginger Andy and join me once again in the commentary box, we've got Justin Sutton.
Thanks, Andy. I am thrilled to be back for this 4th round of Season 2. Last time out at Austria, it was Danny who took the win and the lead of the championship along with it, but he's only 2 points ahead of Hypers, and with Jarno and James only a further 9 points adrift of the leading pair. With only 9 races left in this season, I'm expecting some proper desperation to set in for some of these drivers.
Yeah, it's really tight at the top of the standings. We're going to see desperation, as you say, Justin, people diving for moves, but hey, it's JD here, he's back! James Doherty starts from pole position, Ryan Littlemore starts alongside him, Kirky starts from 3rd with Visa in P4. It's 5th for Isaac Gillison, and Niren, who's impressed so far, starts from 6th.
In 7th position, it's Raggy starting alongside Arab, comprising the 4th row of the grid. On the 5th row, it is Eterno alongside Hayden, the pink cars, so locking out that 5th row. Then it comes Storm in 11th position, and Ben Daly, Tiamat Marduk in 12th.
Alex Gillen starts from P13 with Simon Weigang alongside in 14th. The borough's fastest gamer, James Baldwin, starts from 15th. Jarno Opmeer is alongside him. Hypers is 17th, Daniel Beresnay is P18, and starting right at the back, we have Tom Martinez, Justin.
Yeah, he's got a back of grid. I'm actually not sure what that's for, but I'm sure we'll have some information about that either down in the description or in a comment. But yeah, looking forward to this one. It should be very interesting. It's a very different sort of circuit compared to what we've seen from the recent races. In particular, very different from Austria. Very long, high-speed corners and a very long circuit as well, indeed. So just very excited about this one. It is a fan favorite, a driver favorite. Everybody loves Spa.
Yeah, the longest circuit on the calendar in terms of kilometres or miles or however you like to measure it in. But here they go then, the cars lining up on the grid. Grey skies above. Will we see any rain at any point in this race? We've not had any wet weather affect things in the squad sprint so far. We have, of course, had safety cars. First ever, of course. But here we go. The 5 red lights coming on and we are about to go racing in Spa. Round number 4 of the squad sprint, and we are go. We're on board with Eterno, and look at that, Visor has failed to move off the grid, and we've got a yellow flag. Adam is out, Simon Weigang is out already, and we've got a safety car before we've even got round the first corner. And that's even earlier than the one we had in Austria, Justin.
That's incredible. That's a weird one. After no safety cars ever, obviously, because we had them turned off in Season 1, we've got, what is this now, the 3rd safety car in only 4 races? It was only the opening round, I believe, where we didn't see a safety car. We saw it at Circuit of the Americas and at Austria, and now in Belgium as well. On board with Ryan L83, switching over to Formula Danny, who unsurprisingly hasn't really made up any sort of positions. But we do have some insider information, and that is that Visa's controller was not connected at the time. So let's have a replay of the start. We're on board with Arif. He was in 8th position, starting just behind Visa. Oh, and he gets, that's some big damage. Oh, and Arif retired.
Oh, come on!
Oh.
What was that?
That is so unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. His race is over even before he could get into 2nd or 3rd gear, I think it was. He barely had a gear shift. And let's go on board with Jarno, who had that. Oh, and he gets caught up with Arab's Ferrari into the wall, gets sandwiched in, loses his teammate as well. I don't know how much front wing damage he has as a result of that impact. Oh, that looked like some heavy front wing damage for Jarno Opmeer. So we've got 3 drivers out of this race. We were so excited, weren't we, Andy? Because this was the biggest grid we had ever seen on Squad Sprint, and already we've lost 3 people.
Yeah, we have several cars coming into the pits then at the end of the first lap to change tyres immediately. But so many things to point out there. Simon Weigang, a big contender for the championship, already out of the running, so he'll be absolutely good about that. We know how quick he is. I know Simon's not been on the pace or at the front in every race so far, but that is a sore one for him. And Arava, well, You heard how angry he was on the radio. He'll be absolutely gutted. He usually likes to try and get a Squad Sprint video up on his own channel. Good luck making a video out of that, because that did not last very long, Justin, did it?
No, it really did not. As we're on board behind the safety car now, and they're of course going to have to make it all the way around. And as you mentioned, Andy, it is the longest circuit on the calendar, which means it is going to be taking quite some time. Going to be putting some ticks on the old odometer when it comes to that Mercedes. But here we go, skipping ahead to the end of this lap. The safety car is coming in, and we are going to get back to green flag racing as we start lap number 3 out of only 11, of course, because, again, such a long circuit. And let's see, is Ryan L83 going to catch up to the back of Karki? He's left a pretty big gap between himself and that Williams up ahead as they make their way into Blanchimont now. The safety car still just within touching distance as well. So I think he's going to have to back up a little bit more here as they get into the bus stop chicane and prepare to go racing. It looks like in the background there, I think that was Jarno Opmeer just coming into the shot right at the back there. And he's just closing up to the back of this queue. And here we go. Down the start-finish straight we go. And again, it is Karki that leads the way. We're on board with the Red Bull heading down towards turn 1. And let's see if there's going to be any drama in this restart. It doesn't look like it. Nope, it looks like everything is okay for the meantime. Making our way out of turn 1 now and down towards Eau Rouge for the first time. It's going to be side-by-side now between Ryan and Storm. Storm's going to have to go around the outside, and it looks like he does just about do it at the back end, trying to step out on that Toro Rosso, but it looks like Tom is going to close up to the back of him now. Oh, look at that slipstream effect. No DRS, obviously, on this restart. Are they going to be side-by-side once again into the right-hander? Oh, braking a little bit early there. That catches out the Red Bull, and they continue as they were. No damage or anything like that. Oh, just as I say that, Williams in the background. Who was that?
As Isaac Veloce Isaac round and into the barrier at the top of the hill, and round he goes, and hopefully he'll be able to continue. But look at this eternal side by side with Alex Gillen through the hairpin. Goodness me, Justin, as they went over the top of the hill at Eau Rouge, I was hiding behind the sofa when they went side by side. That was absolutely crazy. Look at Veloce James trying to pull alongside Eternal through Pouon of all places. Without doubt, one of the most challenging corners on this racetrack these days. It used to be Eau Rouge, it's now flat out. Of course, Pouon is too, but it's such a difficult corner these days. As we go on board with Hypers now, one of the contenders at the top of the championship is James. Sends one up the inside of Eternal into Stavilo and makes it work as we lose Hayden Gullis from this race. And we've got yet another safety car at the start of lap 3. Goodness me, Bernd Mailander is going to be leading more laps than anyone else.
And I think that was Hayden that caused that safety car. You can see, obviously, he's retired out. I think he was just coming into Stavilo or coming out of Stavilo, maybe just got on the throttle a little bit too much. We don't have any insider information about what exactly happened with Hayden, but it looks like everybody that didn't come into the pits during the previous safety car period is going to be coming into now Team Radio.
Oh, I'm out. Fucking hell. Oh, I dropped it.
Yeah, it sounds like Hayden went and Haydened himself through Stavilo. I assume that's what happened because I know that can be a difficult corner. I know from my days when I used to be a competent driver, which was many, many years ago. But I know getting on the throttle coming out of Stavilo just before Curve Paul Frere, you know, you're really in danger of losing that back end, and I assume that's what happened with Hayden. Oh, we got a replay.
Yeah, we're going to get a replay right now, and we'll see if your hunch is absolutely correct. Oh, he's losing it before that, and he's gone and had a pretty silly crash with the barrier there. Let's go on board with the Aussie, Tiamat Mara. Hayden just losing it on the curb, then on the Astro, and it spits him out, slews across the track, smashes into the barrier, and once again, it's racing pointless. Out he goes, and game over. This is what happened to Isaac then. He got tapped round. This is reminiscent. This is extremely reminiscent to what we saw in the 2009 Belgian Grand Prix. Several cars are up in the wall down there. Thankfully only one on this occasion. Let's go on board with Eternal then. So Isaac out of shape, or a little bit of lag perhaps involved in that. I think lag has got a lot to play in that, Justin, doesn't it?
Yeah, that seems like a bit of a latency issue, unfortunately. So yeah, it's hard to really blame Eterno for that one. But I mean, it was his car that caused the issue, but it wasn't necessarily his mind that did it. So I'm not gonna curse him out too much for that one. James is gonna be leading us at the restart as we come to the end of lap 5, approaching the halfway distance point of this race already, and we're going green flag racing. And Eterno with a lot of wheel spin. You can see some side by side action in the background there, on board with Alex Gillen, who has been been sort of that. We talked about it on the Cooldown podcast this past Saturday. We talked about how he's kind of bridging that gap between the esports drivers and the content creators. He's got Formula Danny behind him. There's not going to be any sort of DRS or anything like that, but you can see the Alfa Romeo running very close to the back of the Red Bull. He's going to be side by side even before they get onto the straight part. There he goes. Which way is Alex going to go? He can't quite decide. Danny has to go to the right-hand side, and I think he had to lift off the throttle there, and that might allow Alex to keep this position for the meantime. Let's see if Danny gets him under braking. Yep, he does. The esports driver, around the outside. Alex continues to fight it. Well done, I have to say, but Danny already up into 4th.
Yeah, wow, great racing there, Alex Gillen. You've hit the nail on the head, Justin. He really is bridging the gap. He is the middle man between the content creators and the esports drivers. He's got some good pace, and he showed it there. Formula Danny really had to fight to get past him, and now look at Danny all over the back of Eternal as Alex Gillen's rear end is sliding all over the place. Lap number 6 out of 11, and it's all punching up. Eternal trying his best to cling on as the Hungarian hunts him down. Formula Danny having a look round the outside. He can't be caught, though, on the wrong side of Eternal, because if he does, there's a huge queue of cars lining up to go for a move. Here comes Danny round the outside of Stamolo. That is a beautiful move, and he makes it up into 3rd place on the exit of the corner. But look at the train of cars impatiently queuing up behind Eternal on lap number 6 out of 11. Remember, folks, we want to hear your driver of the day. We want to hear that in the comments. Who will it be today? Right now, I think the safety car is going to be the man at the moment picking up that award as we go on board with TMF Marduk then, trying to go round the outside of Alex Gillen. A little bit of Aussie grip, perhaps. Oh, it's all queuing up, and Eternal's round, Justin. Oh, dear.
Unbelievable. Alex somehow has come out in all of that. Team at Marduk not losing. Well, he lost out to Jarno Otmir. Raggy trying up the inside into Lasource on Team at Marduk. That's not quite worked out for him. The only man that uses the cockpit view, or one of the people that's known for using the cockpit view, as we come down towards Eau Rouge. Once again, Jarno Otmir coming very close to the back of Alex Gillen here. And let's see if he's going to be able to get the Red Bull. It looks like it's going to be rather easy to him. Alex is moving to the right-hand side. He wants that inside line on the run down towards Lake Home. And let's see if the Renault has the straight line speed. He's got him under brakes, though, rather easily, you have to say. Jarno moves himself up into 4th position. Alex down into 5th. And with Tiamat Marduk not that far behind, will we see one of the patented Ben Daly dive bombs from Tiamat Marduk on Alex Gillen? I'm going to go ahead and predict yes. We are going to see something truly crazy. Storm and Raggy, meanwhile, going side by side. Storm gets him, actually, up the inside through turn 10. Moves himself ahead of the Mercedes. Raggy has Karki behind him now as well. And I think that was Tom 97, if I'm not mistaken, just behind Karki as well. Oh, that's a big slide for Alex Gillen. That's going to lose. Oh, and Raggy's lost the back end as well. He's going to lose a bit of front wing, a handful of positions as well. It's going to drop him right down to the back. And Alex Gillen somehow is still pointing the right way. This is insane.
Well, I tell you right now, I mean, I think he's going to need a new pair of pants. And that was absolutely incredible. That was a huge moment. You do not want to be approaching that and seeing a car facing the wrong way, and Raggy's the unfortunate one that bounces off the barrier. But wow, how has Alex not ended up damaging his car? I've got no idea. As Veloce Isaac lines up Tom 97 then as they go through Blanchimon and down towards the bus stop chicane. Is he going to make the move up the inside? Tom brakes really late to try and hold the line. He's still now got the inside for the final turn and defends it really well as a debutant now. TRL Limitless tries to pull alongside as DRS is finally enabled, and Limitless has got that move done. And now, oh, I thought that was a little bit like that. I thought he was going for Tom as well there, Justin. Incredible stuff. As Ryan now is going to go side by side with Eternal, and hold on a minute. No, it's Isaac. It's Isaac. I was about to hide behind the pillow once again, so I thought we were going to go side by side, but thankfully they didn't as they go over the top of the hill as we go back to Alex Gillen lining up Veloce Storm. I tell you what, Justin, he's got some serious straight line speed today, Alex Gillen, doesn't he?
He really does. That was incredible the way that he caught up to that Haas at the end of the Kemmel Straight. He made that overtake look rather easy, even having to go around the outside. Of course, that gives you the inside line through the second part of the Lake Home chicane, though, and that's worked out fairly well for the Red Bull driver. Moves himself ahead of the Haas. Again, Limitless in the other Alfa Romeo, hasn't scored any points, hasn't been in any races so far up until this point. He is now in a points-paying position now. He finds himself in 10th position. He's got Tom 97 and Karki just up the road, so he could find himself picking up a couple more points. Oh, another big slide coming out of Puan. That's some big damage for the Williams. I think I saw an end plate coming off of Limitless as well, and Limitless goes around the outside of Tom 97 into turn 13. That is an incredible move. Gets himself up into 8th position. I said earlier that he might be sniffing a couple extra points here, and he does indeed move himself up into 8th. Isaac is into 10th position, running fairly closely behind Tom 97. I don't think that battle is just over, and Ryan L83 right in the just behind as well, in less than 1 second behind. So as we head to the end of lap number 8, just 3 laps here to go. It is still fairly tight for the final points paying positions.
Yeah, great move from Limitless, especially if he did damage his front wing there, Justin, because that defied all odds. You wouldn't have expected that. Beautiful move around the outside on Tom, then left him standing still. But I think the big thing we need to take away from this, with a couple of laps to go, if things stay the way they are, Veloce Hypers, who hasn't won a race at all yet this season, is going to retake the lead in the championship, proving that consistency is key. These races are so hectic. We've seen it so much in the opening races. If you can just keep your head, keep it under control, go under the radar, you can really mount a championship challenge. As we go back now with Veloce Isaac at the top of the hill, heading down that Kemmel Straight, having a look at Tom. Tom's got the DRS as well in front, so it's kind of equalising things at the moment, and he's unable to get close enough into the braking zone. And he remains where he is. His Visa leaves the session. He's leaving the circuit early after failing to get off the grid at all at the start of this Grand Prix, causing absolute carnage. So we've lost Hayden, we've lost Simon, we've lost Arava, and we've lost Visa from this race. 15 cars remain on lap number 9 out of 11. Things looking good at the front for Veloce James as we continue to watch Tom battle away with Isaac as we now shuffle up to Formula Danny running in 3rd.
You can see Hypers up the road there. I don't think 2 laps is going to be enough for Formula Danny to catch up to Hypers. I really just don't think that the pace difference between these 2 drivers is such that he can close down that gap. Hypers, on the other hand, I think could potentially have a run here on Veloce James, who is leading the race as we come to the end of the lap with 2 laps still to go. There we go, on board with James. We can see he's not looking very good as far as ERS management. He's got less than 20% as he makes his way onto the start-finish straight, so he's certainly not sitting pretty. Let's see what that gap is now. It was about 1.5 seconds previously. It's 1.6 seconds, so he is managing that gap, and then it's another 2 seconds, actually, down to Formula Danny, who I believe has that front wing damage, if I'm not mistaken on that. Somebody who does not have any front wing damage currently is Eterno. He's just outside the points-paying positions in 12th position with Ryan L83 just up the road. He, with the 2 laps still to go, I would say he is in with-ish out to possibly pick up some points here. Oh, the good old racing line. Love to see it when we go on board with the more casual drivers. Always a fun time as we head out of Les Ours down towards Eau Rouge now. I don't think Eterno is going to be close enough. I think he might get DRS there, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to mount an attack into Les Combes. On board with Tiamat Marduk, who is running in a top 5 position and holding a more than 1 second gap to Alex Gillen. So I have to say, Tiamat Marduk, definite contender for driver of the day at the moment. I'd say he's really outperforming the expectations.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. It's either he or the safety car driver at the minute, potentially. Veloce James as well, doing well at the front too. So yeah, but of course, folks, we always want to hear who your driver of the day is. And then also a quick mention, 6 PM every Friday UK time. That's when these episodes premiere live on the Veloce Esports YouTube channel. It's Alex Gillen. Oh, goodness me. Is he Colin McRae? That's absolutely incredible. And once again, for the second time in this race, he has an absolutely enormous moment through Puon and again gets away with it. That was absolutely insane from Alex Gillen. He loses a place, but wow. Oh, who does he think he is? Ken Block? Unbelievable.
And he went from one Italian car being behind him to another. Oh, he loses the back end. That's a heavy impact into the barrier. And that is going to be the end of Alex Gillen's race. It was looking like potentially a top 5 finish, but the Red Bull is going to end his race in tears, coming out of curve. Paul Frere just losing the back end. I think what happened there was he had some front wing damage. He got a lot of understeer. He got onto the curbing at the exit of curve Paul Frere. And we got team radio from the Toro Rosso.
I'm going for it, but I don't think I'm going to be... I'm closing in quickly enough. I don't think I am.
Yeah, I don't think Hypers is going to get James now. I think he might have had the chance, but At this point, yeah, heading down towards Lake Home for the final time. I just don't see Hypers making this move unless James really falls off the road here. They're on the same tires. Thankfully for him, though, Danny has fallen even further back. It's now more than 2 seconds down to the Season 1 champion as Hypers nearly losing the back end. We get this lovely shot through the right-hander as they head down through the forest. And, yeah, I don't think Hypers is going to be able to get him. He has one opportunity, though, and that's into the bus stop.
Yeah, I don't think it's coming out. I think he's been a bit scrappy in this middle sector. Maybe if he had one more lap, Justin, to just really wind it up with a DRS, it might have gotten within range.
Yep.
We obviously know how James is having to charge the battery, but it doesn't look like it. Just too far back. It's gone up to a second now. James has controlled this well and should take the victory from here then on this final lap 11 out of 11. It's so tight at the top of the championship. I think you said it was 2 points going into this between Danny and Hypers. It's now going to be Hypers leading the way by 1 point. Well, then again, we don't know who's got fastest lap yet, so that could be another factor. We'll see that in a few moments' time. But here he comes. The world's fastest gamer is going to take the victory here. He's got just the bus stop to go, and he is going to take the victory here in Spa in the Haas. Veloce James rounds the final corner and takes the win here at Spa-Francorchamps. Fantastic victory. Veloce Hyper second, Veloce Formula Danny in third, and we wait to see who got the points for the fastest lap. Jarno Opmeer in fourth. No! He's lost it! He's lost it in the final turn, and Tiamat Marnock with a steal on the line to take fourth place, and that will please many, many, many of his fans. What a result, and does that just put the nail on the head, Justin? Surely driver of the day. He's an esports driver. Unreal.
I think so. I think that might be enough to give him driver of the day for me. That was incredible.
Yeah, well, let's go through the final race results from the Belgian Grand Prix. James Baldwin takes the victory. He got the fastest lap as well, which means Tomic does indeed move to the top of the standings in P2 there. Daniel Beresnay, P3 for him, 15 points, but Benjamin Daly, the star of the show, 12 World Championship points. Jarno Opmeer then, he was 5th. Tom Lartelo was in P6 with 8 points. Jim Doherty, P7 on debut, 6 World Championship points. Tommy Martinez was home 8th. Bottom half of the standings then, just missed the last two there. Joe Wilkes 11th, Camel was 12th, Niren 13th, Ben McConnell P14, Alex Gillen, sore one for him, crashing out. Turns out he isn't Ken Block, he lost it, and his luck ran out. Did not finish. Hayden Gullis, Simon Vigang, Arif Amin, Liam Waddington, who didn't even get off the line, and Chem Bassi, who didn't start either. I mean, Liam was as well just not turning up, wasn't he? Didn't even get off the line. Just a quick mention, Chem is racing on a pad when he does turn up because his wheel is broken.
Yep, unfortunate for him. I was gonna say Erev nearly got a record as far as the shortest race in squad sprint history. But yeah, you're right. Liam actually beat him on that one. In the championship standings, it is Hypers ahead of Danny by 1 point, but James Baldwin moves himself level pegging with Danny. It is now 3 drivers within 1 point in the championship. Jarno Opmeer a further 16 points adrift. Then it's another 22 points down to Benjamin Daly, who takes over 5th position ahead of Simon Vigang, who doesn't score any points here today. Then it's Storm. Then it's Alex Gillen, who also didn't score any points today, so he's going to be unfortunately disappointed about that one. Then it's Hayden Gullis in 9th position with 10 points, level pegging with Tom97 HD, who has only scored in 2 races out of the 4 that we've had so far. Then it's Joe Wilkes, Eterno Joe, in 11th position, level with Erev, actually. They're tied at 8 points. Then it's just 1 point down to Raggy Ben McConnell with 7 points. Then another tie with TRL Limitless picking up some points here today on his debut. He's level with Isaac. Then it comes Niren and Ryan and Jem. Those are the guys that have scored the least number of points, aside from Liam and Karki, who have yet to get on the board so far this season.
Yeah, so tight at the top of the championship. It just shows you how important that was for James Baldwin to get that fastest lap. Every point is key. Let's have a look then at the constructors' standings. Then it's Haas leading the way with 88 World Championship points. 11 points further back, it's Renault in P2 with the Alfa Romeo team in third on 72. Toro Rosso, they're fourth with 68 points. Then, of course, a little gap back to Ferrari with Ben and Arava doing a great job in fifth, particularly Ben, who's had some really strong results. Sixth, it is Red Bull Racing with 21 points. Racing Pointless aren't so pointless. They've got 18 points. In fact, most of that, of course, came in the opening round of the season, if not all of it. In fact, they might actually have got them all there. But Mercedes in P8, Williams P9, and McLaren at the bottom in P10. Justin.
Yep, it's been a fantastic race. I really enjoyed that one, and I have to say, I cannot wait for round number 5.
Yeah, really, really tight at the top of the standings. It's only 12 rounds, remember, folks, so every point counts. You can't have a bad race in a 12-race season because there's so few points up for grabs. Be sure to join us next week, Friday, 6 PM. Be sure to tune in for the live premiere on the Veloce Esports channel. Tell us, folks, your driver of the day. We want to know who it is. Justin, before we go, who are you giving it to?
I gotta give it to Ben. I gotta give it to Tiamat Marduk. He did an absolutely fantastic job.
Yep, I agree. And a special mention to the safety car. Goodbye. Round number 4 of the SquadSprint. Look at that visor. Has failed to move off the grid. Oh, it's all queuing up. And he turns round.
Well, oh, that's a big slide for Alex Gill, and that's gonna lose. Oh, and Braggy's lost the back end as well.
Veloce James rounds the final corner and takes the win here at Spa-Francorchamps.